Hi, welcome to the Startup Process. In today's world, the internet is regarded by many as the most incredible invention made by mankind and dictates how our societies function to a large extent. With over 4.6 billion people, or 59% of the global population, having access to the internet worldwide, every internet second sees over 40,000 Google searches, 6,000 tweets, thousands of YouTube videos made, and perhaps most important of all, 60,000 Facebook posts. So it does become pretty clear how immensely important the internet has become in our daily lives. Among the biggest players on the internet, as you know, is Facebook. But where did it all begin for Facebook? How did it succeed, and what does it know about us? To get those answers, stay tuned till the end. We all know that Mark Zuckerberg and his buddies started the website whilst they were studying at Harvard as a rather objectionable platform where they used to compare the attractiveness between two different people. As for the details of that story, you probably know a lot about it if you've seen the movie The Social Network. Facebook has come a long way, however, since then, when it was actually called FaceMash. But whilst we may know how it developed, many of us are unaware of why it is so successful. Well, there are a few things that could answer that. Perhaps the biggest reason for Facebook's success is its reactiveness to change. It is always evolving, and that is why it tends to keep up with changing consumer needs. For example, smartphones and better mobile internet services were not as popular when the website started soaring. However, its timely integration of these newer communication channels into its overall functioning made sure that it capitalized on the immense market. Currently, 4.8 billion people normally access the internet through their smartphones. This means that of all internet users, 90% connect through mobile devices. This perfectly falls in place for Facebook, making sure its app uses the platform as convenient to mobile users as on a conventional desktop personal computer. Additionally, the idea of casual human interaction beyond serious concerns such as monetary exchange or news delivery made the possibilities endless for Facebook users. Most people use Facebook to connect with friends and families, and this interaction is what distinguished the experience from mainstream uses of the internet that existed beforehand. The interface itself is very interactive and makes using Facebook fun and simple. Although it may be argued that Instagram is more interactive, Facebook was here first and also owns Instagram now, so let's not get into that. Facebook combined fun elements other than just text, such as the ability to share and communicate through pictures and videos. This helps users to share and exchange information through visuals, something which was not as prominent before on the internet. So it is really no surprise that Facebook is often regarded as the most popular social network out there. But really, with Facebook buying other platforms such as WhatsApp and Instagram, we all might wonder how so much money comes rolling in every now and then. This is where the interesting part begins. Whilst it might be known to most people that Facebook makes its money through ads, we might still wonder how exactly all that works and what makes it so significant that it brings Facebook up to a worth of $279 billion. Even the revenue generated by Facebook through the fiscal year of 2020 was over $86 billion. Like, again, we all know they run ads, but how big exactly is the data market? Well, to make it short, it is huge. Facebook makes 98% of its revenue through advertising that capitalizes on the data market. The entire market was estimated to be around $193 billion in 2019 and is expected to grow steeply to over $420 billion by the year 2027. So, for platforms like Facebook, only more growth lies ahead. With society becoming ever more digitized during the COVID-19 pandemic, the dependency on social media for communication has levied more power and information to Facebook to collect our data. This rapid evolution in technology and communication has seen many businesses actively engage customers on social media platforms such as Facebook through interactive and personalized ads. These ads are exactly what differentiates social media marketing from conventional advertisements to reach an actually meaningful audience. Firms pay big bucks to acquire market information. Where ads on television target large audiences, the majority of whom are not even interested, personalized ads on Facebook are designed to be shown only to specific people that are more likely to buy the product or service in question. This brings about two important elements that make it all worthwhile. Firstly, people who might actually buy the product or service are engaged and targeted to make sure that they are not left out where they might be in a mass marketing campaign. Secondly, by avoiding unnecessary and uninterested audiences, firms save a large sum of money on advertising costs. Hence, not only is marketing made more effective and meaningful at engaging potential customers, but also more cost-effective and specific. But how exactly does Facebook provide firms with these services? Well, it is both complex and yet simple. Basically, everything we do nowadays is on social media, as I mentioned earlier in the video. Online activity is constantly increasing, and our lives are being ever more transcribed into our digital presence. As a result, we give off information about ourselves in the form of something that is called a digital footprint. Some of the information we give willingly, such as our names, native origins, gender, interests, and age. But with every new post that we upload, a picture that we like, a comment that we make, and a page that we share, we give off a little more information about ourselves. These are the things that we might take for granted, but Facebook remembers. It is exactly this that makes all the money. I told you how Facebook evolves to become more interactive. Whilst that may help you find using Facebook easier, it also makes you use it more and give off more information about yourself as a result. Facebook creates a profile for its users and, based on your activity, can even conclude things like whether you're single or not, or if you owned a car. A lot of this information is then sold off to companies that are interested in selling you their products and services. Using the data provided by Facebook, these companies decided the best way to market their products to you, if to do it at all. They connect the dots and identify behavioral patterns to create a profile regarding what your interests are and what you are likely to buy, like motor oil for your car. And it's not just firms, organizations of all sorts, even political parties, that buy this information to profile voters and identify strongholds. Obama's campaign made use of this back in the day, and so did Trump's in 2016. I know it all sounds pretty creepy, especially if you had no clue about this before. Whilst this is genius as a business model, it does raise some ethical concerns. It was alleged in 2016 that Facebook leaked data to a political organization called Cambridge Analytica, which was later hired by the Trump campaign. This included information of over more than 300,000 Americans who took a personality quiz, but where it got worse was the inclusion of information of the friends of people who took the quiz. This resulted in the information of over 50 million people getting into the hands of Cambridge Analytica, which then used the information to effectively contribute to the Trump campaign, all without the knowledge and consent of the people included. As a result, Facebook came under heavy scrutiny, and Mark Zuckerberg had to undergo investigation as CEO of the company. So you can guess how huge of an ethical problem it becomes for Facebook to maintain its revenues. If Facebook, with the lion's share, can make billions just from selling your information to interested parties, you can only guess how huge the global data market is. But overall, it is still pretty interesting to see how brilliantly this market was shaped and upheld by Facebook and is still being done today. The overall model, though a bit morally conflicting, is still very amazing. Well, that is about it for Facebook. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments section, and remember to subscribe to our channel. Until then, logging off.